Redford, Southfield, right?
Yep, Southfield. Oh, forgot. Wait. Just pull over.
Starting route to 25577 Hickory Hill Street. Proceed to Patterson Lake Road, then turn right. Turn right onto Patterson Lake Road. In 3.5 miles, turn left onto Dexter Pinckney Road. Proceed to the route. 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 In 2.7 miles, turn left onto Dexter Pinckney Road. Turn left onto Hamburg Road.
Financial at Taylor Chevrolet. No payments for up to 90 days. See full details at TaylorChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Like, what would the cost worth? Get an instant trade value just by texting. We say yes. 734-201-1114. Taylor Chevrolet will pay up to 120%. Fully blue book value. Whether you produce or purchase your current vehicle, trade value is probably higher than you think. That makes it down like one time we had in this store. Don't you expect Taylor to stand in line to pick up your needs? Then you can go get yours. Call even today. At Taylor Taylor Chevrolet says
it's a no-brainer to stay with somebody that is tried and true and that knows That's it.
I'm telling you, Matthew Stafford reactions are always good. All right, here we go. I think Matthew Stafford is on ticket text 245-399-9797. I think Matthew Stafford's music when he comes out of the tunnel should be Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. Stop saying Stafford has excuses. Excuses come from all you fake fans. I'm not saying that. Interesting perspective, Stoney, but I am against Stafford. A lot of people I know are against Stafford. He's been given a ton of support. The media makes excuses for him. Then he makes a statement that he wanted more help after he leaves. Didn't say a word. Big contracts and try to stay out of any controversy as much as possible to make it easy to be under the radar when getting paid as if he was some type of guy that was going to be the person that delivered a championship. He accepted the role of being untouchable and a savior much more than people who are criticized in our state. He was criticized plenty.
Yeah.
There were people who supported him. There were people who ripped him all the time. I kind of looked at him at one by one, game by game, and I thought he was a good quarterback. Certainly, he had great moments and he had awful. I'm looking forward to the comeuppance of all the people that said the only problem with Stafford was that he was in Detroit. The Lions have had their issues, but Stafford is not all the people are making them out. I'm rooting against Stafford. I absolutely do not like him and never have. There's a little reason why.
Yeah.
Happy that Stafford will have a better chance to lose to every team the Lions beat the Rams this year. That's from Mike McHale. Oh, I'll be rooting for the Lions. I don't think they'll lose that game. Mike in Detroit, you're a 97 on the ticket.
Hey, fellas, look, my thing with Stafford is sometimes it frustrates me. I understand criticism, but then there's the kind of criticism that just simply doesn't make any sense. So for me, people have made the argument, they tried to make the argument that Matthew Stafford has had talent here. My contention is the two things that every quarterback to be great consistently that they must have. My contention is he's never had that, which is a solid, consistent offensive line and a solid, consistent running game. So when Matthew Stafford does things when you don't have that and you're running for your life, and especially when you can't really consistently run the ball, a quarterback like him will try to do things to make something happen and you'll get caught up. I think that if you had a consistent running game where you know that that's there's certain things, certain flows that you probably won't make. So, and I'm not saying he doesn't deserve criticism, but I'm saying when you really look at what the Lions have had in those elements of what, it doesn't matter what receiver you have, if you can't run the ball, that's going to completely change how another team decides to cover you and what defensive plan that they make. I think the Rams have that, man, and I think if they have that consistently, you're going to see the Matthew Stafford that I'm talking about.
Well, Mike, they did have that, but it's a possibility with Cam Akers being out for the season that they might not have as consistent a running game as they need. And up front, they have a couple of guys that have been injured. They have a couple of guys, like Andrew Whitworth is 39 years old. He's going into a 17-game season. He's missed time before, so he may not have that consistent run game and consistent offensive line again. And that's the point that we were making, is that it's shaping up to be very similar offensively to what he had here in Detroit.
So the key is going to be, what will the Rams do to make that adjustment? What will they add? So by the time the season starts, we should have a clearer picture. But John, and I'm not going to hold you guys. I understand criticism, but some of these guys
At the
are
next
sending me
light,
texts
turn left.
about things that just simply don't make sense at all. You know, like, I've never liked them. What kind of criticism is that when you're just talking about the X's and O's of the game, man? Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah.
Now, was he correct to think when he said that he's never had a consistent running game here or a consistent, really good offensive line? He's had a little bit of a good offensive line.
Yeah, from time to time, yeah.
But nothing.
At the light,
But I
turn
think
left
you could
onto
say that
Hemburn
there hasn't
Road.
been a consistent run game.
Yes.
I mean, 100-yard rushers, guys reaching 1,000
Right,
yards.
this guy named like Kerryon Johnson gets hurt.
Right.
It happens.
It does.
You know, sometimes,
This is the NFL.
Right, exactly. See, sometimes facts are not
In half a mile, at the
they're
roundabout,
facts. And
take the first exit onto
I'm
Winans
saying
Lake Road.
you're using it as an excuse. No, this is a fact. he has a horrible run game.
Right, and
I mean,
the other one that we hear is, well, he's never had a defense. Well, in 11
right,
and
he
14,
did. Right.
he
I'm
did.
glad Mike didn't bring up the defense.
Right, because in those 2 years he did, and they did make the playoffs, but they weren't able to get a win in the
Right.
playoffs.
See, and I think that's the year where you just got to hold him that he is not
At the
as good
roundabout,
as some of these
take
other
the first
quarterbacks,
exit
and
onto
it's a
Winans
little
Lake
fool's gold
Road.
for the Rams, because that Lions team, if you go back, that was a really, really good balanced team. I mean,
Yeah.
even Reggie Bush, he was pretty good that year. Again, he had two opportunities. He had an opportunity to win at
In
Lambeau
2.2 miles,
and win the
turn
division.
left onto Whitmore
He
Lake
had an
Road.
opportunity in Dallas, even though they got screwed. And he had the ball, and he didn't lead him down the field. That's the year. I don't know if I would question whether the Rams are as talented as that Lions.
They're better defense.
Defensively, yes.
That was
Offensively,
top 5 defense.
I know.
The Lions had.
But the Rams is, I think, defense a little better, but not by much. I'd rather have Donald. I'd rather
game breakers.
have Donald in his prime than Sewell,
Yeah.
right?
I don't
agree
think,
with that?
yeah, I would agree with
But the
that.
Lions' offensive skill players were better.
Yes.
I would agree with that as well.
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
And Bush was good.
Bush was really good. Reggie
Bush is always good.
Damn right. All right, our telephone number 248-539-9797. Trading deadline in baseball is July 31st. We'll discuss that. I'll also look back at the draft on Sunday with Tiger General Manager Al Avila coming up next, 97.1 The Ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Wife Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Southfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It seems like the Tigers can't be stopped, at least after the All-Star break. A perfect 5-0 with just 6 games under 500 now after beating Texas 4-1. Tarek Skubal giving up 1 run in 6 innings and a 9th save of the season for All-Star Gregory Soto. Detroit outscoring their opposition by 26 runs over the stretch. Giannis Antetokounmpo becoming just the second NBA player to average 35 and 10 in the NBA Finals, joining Shaquille O'Neal in the history books as the Bucks beat the Suns and win their first championship in nearly 50 years, the longest gap for any franchise in league history. PJ Tucker of Milwaukee seems to believe that they had something to prove.
Yeah, a lot of dudes that people counted out that don't believe, didn't believe.
At the next stop sign, turn
I
left.
think they were supposed to be in. We look at each other a lot going like, we really like I can't explain it to people.
The Bucks solidified their title with a 105-98 win at home last night in Game 6. A tough start for the U.S. women's national team in the Tokyo Olympics, playing this morning and taken down by Sweden in round 1 of Group G play, a 3-0 setback on the pitch. This doesn't knock the women out of the Olympics, but their margin is going to be very, very thin. The U.S.'s next
At the
match will
stop
be
sign,
on Saturday
turn
after
left
this
onto
upset.
Whitmore Lake
The
Road.
USA softball
Then
team,
turn
however,
right
did
onto
earn a
Silver Lake
victory,
Road.
beating Italy 2-0 earlier this morning. They'll face Canada tomorrow and Mexico on Saturday during the round robin. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, stay tuned at 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1
At the stop sign,
The
turn
Ticket.
right onto Silver Lake Road. Then turn left to merge onto US 23 north toward Flint.
Last night they've won 5 in a row.
Yes.
Going for 6 today. They're undefeated since the All-Star break, which must make the Tigers general manager Al Avila pretty happy. He joins us now. How you doing, Al?
I'm doing fine. How are you guys?
We're doing pretty good. Now, after the awful April, you've had winning month in May, winning month in June. It appears you have a winning month in July, not to put the,
Turn
cart
left to
before the
merge
horse.
onto US 23 north toward
Is it
Flint.
too ridiculous to say that this is a good baseball team, but it's obviously not a horrible baseball team? Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I think we have a good team. I think we have a talented team. I think that the team is still developing. And right now, obviously, it's a team that's playing with a lot of confidence.
When you look at the guy that's developing this talent, and I know in baseball it's, you look in the minor leagues, you look at the managers, but you've got A.J. Hinch, and as we've discussed with the players, they've really taken to him.
In 3.5 miles, take exit 68 to merge onto I-96 east toward Detroit.
have, and I know that AJ has a high level of confidence that we can get us a bounce back. No different than like when Candelario, after his rookie year, he struggled a lot. And then, obviously look at him now. So, sometimes it takes a little patience and it takes a little longer. But maybe when you get our two young catchers that, and Jake Rogers and Aaron Boss, that it's they can practice in the sense that not only are they, we know that the defense perspective is really good, but now they're putting up some numbers on.
In 15 miles, take exit 163 onto I-696 eastward parking lot.
And then of course our young pitching has been outstanding. We take the line from Slomo and Jim Manning and on down to the starting tonight. And so those bullpen, so there's a good young third big level that I believe they look to have. That's a number of guys who are
Jonathan Schoop, what does his future look like here in Detroit?
We just have to see where that goes. He's done an outstanding job. He's been the perfect guy to have on his team because he's very personable. He gets along with everybody. He's been one of the hardest workers on the team. He's been producing at a high level. And so, we just have to take it a day at a time and see where we go with him.
I know you don't want to give him away, but when I saw that he hooked up with your buddy Scott Boras, and we know that Boras wants all his guys not to really sign extensions, but to test the waters. Do you have to weigh the fact of, okay, I might lose him for nothing? Should I at least, even though he's playing so great, trade him at the deadline if I can get something for him? And you know the market better than I do. That's for damn sure.
Well, that's good, and I think AJ made a good point not too long ago, and we've been, obviously we discussed this a while back ago coming into the season. We're not in a need to make any trade from a financial point of view. From a payroll perspective, we're fine. There's no reason to make a trade to dump South, number one. Number two, we're looking to continue to win games and to improve. So unless, and at the AJ's point, which obviously I thought he made a great point, is we're not somebody's farm system where you can just come in here and think we're going to give you this player for nothing. So if there's with all of our players, we keep an open mind, not just Jonathan, but with all of our players. If there's a deal to be made that we feel we can acquire a player that's going to help us down the road to be, make us a winning team, we have to be open-minded. But if it's not there, then we prefer to keep our players and continue our winning ways, and that really that's in our favor. So you only do what the market is going to allow you to do, and but at the same time you keep an open mind and see where it takes you.
Tiger General Manager Al Avila joins us on the Sunday Jansen program. You mentioned two things. You talked about your little challenge in the infield, and you mentioned that you don't have to worry about financial stability. Does that mean Chris Ilitch is giving you the go-ahead in the offseason? There's a lot of really high-priced but great quality shortstops available. At least make an effort to try to sign one of them?
Well, it's too early right now. Obviously, in July to be.
Right.
I can't say what our payroll is going to look like in the wintertime. What I mean from a payroll perspective is right now, I don't need to dump salary. I don't need to make a trade to put us back into a situation where we're financially struggling. Right now, we're in a good position, and we like where our team is at. We're not going to weaken the team for financial purposes.
There was a lot of talk going into the draft, and Stoney asked you about the shortstop position. Now, I know the runway can be long for any kid that's taken out of high school, no matter the position, if it's a pitcher or a player. A positional player. But what went into the decision to take Jackson Jobe third overall?
Yeah, that's a good question, and Scott Price is I've answered that question a few times, and myself, in the sense that we felt that Jackson Jobe was a special talent. The type of talent that the high end, the upside, was just too great to pass up. Every player comes with risk. High school players in general come with risk, but college players or college pitchers come with risk. Nobody's a slam dunk. But the thing is, every once in a while you get a special talent where you feel that the upside is worth the risk at this point. And so in Jackson Jobe, we felt that the upside of his talent was too good to pass up. And so we felt that, quite frankly, we drafted a guy that has the highest potential in our minds.
Obviously, none of us have seen any of these high school kids play. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, I would have taken this guy and that guy. But historically, high school position players, shortstops, have better success in the major leagues than high school pitchers who were drafted in the first round. Is that a fair criticism of maybe you should have taken a shortstop?
Well, the only thing is, you can go on history, what it might tell you, unless you see the actual player, the present player play, and you can evaluate the present player, I'd say that, that opinion has a lot of flux to it.
Okay.
Because every player is different, and every path to the big leagues is different. It's not linear, and so we actually liked Marcelo Meyer. There was nothing that obviously, it's not that we did not like him. It's just that we felt that in Jackson Jobe we had a kid that we felt would be special. That we felt that everything that he brought to the table from an athletic point of view, the mechanics, we just felt that more comfortable that with him at this point.
And you can never have enough pitching because of injuries, and we saw that with Spencer Turnbull. So in that aspect, do you think?
That's correct.
Right.
Correct. Because right now we have, like I said, a good young nucleus of pitchers at the big league level. That, quite frankly, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be in this position. So we feel good about those guys.
Is Turnbull going to be part of the future, Al? I mean, he's going to miss all of next year. He's going to be 30 when he comes back. I mean, that's a tough one for you guys to swallow, because he and even Boyd were some guys that, when healthy, could have been, trading chips.
Well, obviously, guys like Turnbull and Boyd, Mulmer, Tehran, Arena now, all those guys, going on the injured list. Obviously, to your point, they could have been guys that could have been traded for anything that would be available out there. But right now, I can't think about that. And quite frankly, when they got injured, we weren't really deep in any conversation at that point anyway.
Right.
But right now, you can't look back and say, what if? The only thing we do is get them healthy, get them going, and like you said, Turnbull will miss next year, and then we'll reassess what we're going to do there. So, but the young guys that are healthy now are really the reason why we're having success. Like I said, we're going to have another wave of guys coming through. We got guys right now like Joey Wentz and Alex Faedo and guys like that are coming back from their own surgeries. That'll be another wave of guys coming. But the guys that we just, because remember last year we drafted mainly position players, and so we needed a good influx of pitching into the organization, and that'll be another wave coming. So you can look at us and kind of project a little bit down the road. Winning some baseball games with the guys that we have now. We're going to need another wave of pitchers coming through within the next couple of years to help us sustain, let's say, winning at this level. If you want to really get to the playoffs and the World Series, and want to sustain that for the next few years.
Well, Al, you mentioned the pitchers that will be coming through in the next few years. At the end of the first round, you were able to get a guy that lot of people think was the steal of the draft. With the number 32 pick, you got Ty Madden out of Texas. What's a runway like for him in regards to when we should see him in the majors, because he did spend 4 years at Texas?
Yeah, obviously, he's an advanced guy. Obviously, he's got the fastball, he's got the breaking ball, he's got a changeup. He's got good experience. He's been stretched out even this year to pitch, which is really good. But and say that though, he's not gonna pitch anymore this year. We felt he has enough innings. What we're gonna do is we're going to work with him in an off-season program, strength and conditioning, and and just a good off-season pitching plan for him, and getting ready for spring training. I really don't want to put a timeline on it, but I would say that obviously he is more advanced and he can probably get to the big league and help us sooner than some of these other guys.
Yes or no answer. Torkelson, Green, either of them, should we expect to see him in September?
I would say that's too early for us at this point. What I would like to see them do is finish strong, I would even be hesitant to say that we would promote him to Toledo towards the end of the season. I like what they're doing right now. I like that team, the way that they're going about their business. It's an exciting team to watch. They're feeding off of each other. These are guys, they're strong guys that we just drafted and welcomed them to the organization, and excited to have them join us. And they're looking towards the future, obviously. So, right now, we like what they're doing. We're going to stay the course. We're going to get them ready in the off season for spring training, and then we'll see where next year takes us.
Al, thanks a lot. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, my pleasure, guys. Have a good day.
All right, that's Al Avila, the general manager of your Detroit Tigers. Heather has news coming up next.
I do. I'm going to have a little Olympic news. There's actually a U.S. Paralympian who has withdrawn from the games, and the reason behind it is devastating, and it really doesn't have much to do with COVID.
Wow. The D in Las Vegas is a great place to go when you go to Las Vegas, and who doesn't like going to Las Vegas? The weather's great, maybe a little hot, but they have all the things you want. You got the sights, the sounds. It's Vegas. It's fun. Want to golf? The folks at the D will hook you up with great tea times out there. You want to have great food? Feel the Carzandiamo Italian Steakhouse right there at the D. Something more casual, American Coney Island is there as well. Lots of fun at the new place that they have right there, Bar Canada. That's right, at the D. They also have the Long Bar. Derek Stevens, the owner, hanging out. Tell me Senti just might get you connected. The D Las Vegas, book your room today. More bang for the buck. It's not very inexpensive. Go out there now. The D Las Vegas. We're going to be there in a while. A few weeks, actually. Check us out. 97.1 The Ticket. The D Las Vegas.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by St. Joseph Mercy. It's been a pretty clear drive around the city this morning. No accidents right now, just slowdowns through the work zones. That includes 275 between South Huron Road and 94. Also 75 both directions approaching Big Beavers. The emergency road repairs. One lane is open until further notice, and traffic is slowing down heading both north and southbound. Also seeing delays through the construction zone, 75 between 14 Mile and 696. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The Detroit Tigers host the Texas Rangers. Pre-game tonight at 6:50 on 97.1 The Ticket.
The new St. Joe's and IHA Livonia Medical Center is open, offering easy access for your healthcare needs. From primary care to outpatient surgery, imaging services to urgent care. Together, we're creating a better healthcare experience. Learn more, livoniamedicalcenter.org.
Bank believes that if your smartwatch can help you avoid overdoing it during a workout, then your bank should be able to help you avoid an overdraft fee. Introducing Low Cash Mode, available with Virtual Wallet, the financial watch-out that gives you advance warning, multiple options, and at least 24 hours of extra time to help avoid an overdraft fee. Because we believe how you handle overdraft should be in your control, not just your bank's. And now through September 28th, earn up to $300 when you open and use a select new Virtual Wallet product. Simply establish a qualifying direct deposit. To learn more, visit a branch or pnc.com/checking offer. Virtual wallet with low cash mode from PNC Bank. One way we're making a difference. Low cash mode is a service mark of the PNC Financial Services Group Incorporated. Virtual wallet is a registered trademark of the PNC Financial Services Group Incorporated. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
We asked people in Michigan why they got the COVID-19 vaccine.
Because I am pregnant and wanted to protect our baby boy. I believe in the science.
Protect my friends and help our community.
I'm ready to get back to somewhat normal.
I want to hug my grandma again.
COVID-19 vaccines are tested for safety and trusted by doctors. Find a vaccine near you at michigan.gov/COVID-vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Want a shot at winning big? Get your COVID-19 vaccine today. Those vaccinated within the last 24 hours are now eligible in a daily drawing of $50,000. Yesterday, someone won. Today, someone will win. And tomorrow, you could too. If you've been putting off getting your vaccine, make today the day. Don't miss out on entering for your shot to win. Must be 18 or over. Sweepstakes rules apply. Get eligibility details and enter at mishottowin.com.
Help the Tigers go at bat against breast cancer for Pink Out the Park on Wednesday, July 21st. As the Tigers take on the Rangers, get the special ticket package that includes a Pink Out the Park t-shirt and a donation to support breast cancer research at Carmanos. For tickets and more, visit tigers.com.
For the ones standing guard. For the eagle-eyed. For the knights in shining armor. And for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Odyssey's coverage of the Pro Basketball Playoffs is brought to you by Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. Stay in the know as we keep you updated on all the games, breaking down the action from the court, and bringing you all the biggest storylines from now until the trophy's awarded. It's the postseason coverage you crave on your favorite Odyssey sports station and streaming everywhere on the Odyssey app. Brought to you by Shell. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. And that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
How do you keep a workout fresh every day?
Clap it up, Peloton, let's do this.
By getting everything from endurance rides to restorative yoga, all right at home. The Peloton bike. Nothing like working out from home. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more. Your opinion matters.
Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. Book your stay at the D by visiting thed.com. The D Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Odyssey is your new home for all the audio that matters to you. Download the Odyssey app today.
The Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA championship last night in 6 games. In the Phoenix Suns, Giannis, not a bad one. 50 points, 14 rebounds, unanimous Finals MVP. We'll get into what he did last night coming up a little later. Also, Tigers beat the Rangers 4-1. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Heather Park.
You guys, Michigan drivers aren't wearing their seatbelts as much as they used to. So seatbelt usage among Michigan drivers has actually fallen from 94.4% back in 2019 to 92.6% this year. And it's actually the lowest compliance rate since 2004.
That's because they're trying to take away our freedoms with making us wear a seatbelt.
I don't know about that. I don't know exactly why. It's is moving in the wrong direction, and it's an important thing to try to change as quickly as possible. Obviously, seatbelts are very, very important when it comes to saving lives.
Yeah.
And if you're involved in an accident, so they're just trying to remind drivers and passengers of all ages to buckle up every trip, every time.
I'm curious to when they do come up with reasons why people aren't wearing seatbelts, because it's such a habit for so many people anymore that I don't even know that I'd leave the driveway without buckling up, just because it's habit.
Right. I used to resist because when they made the change where it had to be, I was part of the generation where we didn't always do it.
Yes, you wanted your personal freedom.
Whatever, I just never thought. Yes, exactly.
Your habit not to buckle up.
Now I have to.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's like anything else. The more information you have, you react. It's like
that stinking buzzer that goes off.
Yeah.
You start driving down the road and you don't have your seatbelt on.
Ding, ding, and then it gets louder and louder and louder. Mine does anyway. The more you go without the seatbelt on, yes, you definitely need to buckle up, people. This is pretty devastating. A Paralympic swimmer has withdrawn from the Olympics over what she's calling a lack of reasonable accommodations. Becca Myers, she is a 6-time Paralympic medalist with 3 gold medals from the 2016 Rio Games. And she was actually expected to compete for up to 4 medals in Tokyo, but instead, she's not going. The 26-year-old is blind and deaf, and she was told that she couldn't bring her mother and personal care assistant to actually help her navigate Tokyo and the Olympic facilities, which to me is absolutely outrageous. That she wasn't allowed to at least bring a personal care assistant, somebody who could help her get around and navigate much more easily. She suffers from something called Usher syndrome. It's a genetic disorder that left her deaf at birth, and then this disorder has just progressively eroded her eyesight. So she's not completely blind, but she is on her way to it. She really struggles to see. She was told in June that she wouldn't be allowed to bring anybody with her, and she was told it was because of COVID regulations, which obviously we know they're not allowing a lot of people to go to Japan. But her family really believes that the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee just simply chose not to allocate one of its limited essential personnel slots for her personal care assistant, because they are allowed to have other people go if it's properly planned for. And they kind of just feel like this was just, they just
somebody dropped the ball.
Time to do this. Yeah, and obviously she's devastated. This probably could have been her last Olympics to compete in, and she kind of feels like the way they've handled it is making her feel like she was a burden on the team. So she's not going, which is so unfortunate. Yes, without a doubt. So President Biden hosted the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the White House on Tuesday. And during the ceremony, Tom Brady was there, and he had the crowd laughing after cracking some jokes about age and about the election.
Not a lot of people, think that we could have won. And in fact, I think about 40% of the people still don't think we won.
I understand that.
You understand that, Mr. President?
I understand that.
Yeah. And personally, it's nice for me to be back here. We had a game in Chicago where I forgot what down it was. I lost track of 1 down in 21 years of playing. And they started calling me Sleepy Tom. Why would they do that to me?
Well played.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Very funny. This is so wild, John. You might be into this. I mean, I was even into this story, but there was a really bizarre 100-pound tropical fish that was found in a very unlikely place. Did you see this photo, John?
I did. It's amazing.
This is wild. So there was just some beachcombers walking along a shoreline in Oregon, and they were stunned when they discovered this really colorful, huge exotic fish right there on the shoreline. And a photo of this fish, it is 3.5 feet long, was posted on Facebook, and it is stunning. And there's an aquarium, and its staffers were able to identify it as an opa, or a moonfish. And these fish live in tropical and temperate waters. And get this, you guys, experts say that this fish can grow to over 6 feet and weigh up to a whopping 600 pounds.
Oh, this was just a baby.
This one was just a little guy, but it's massive. So it's super round and like a flat fish, right?
Yeah.
But when you see pictures of it kind of held up, that's when you realize how large it actually is. The first one I saw of it just lying on the sand, I didn't get the perspective of how big it was until I saw it next to a human, and it is massive. And the last time one of these moonfish or opahs was found near Oregon was back in 2009. So this is not something that has never happened, but it is very, very rare. And again, they're not exactly sure why this fish was there, but they believe it could have something to do with warming ocean temperatures, and it kind of forced this fish to leave the waters that had just gotten too hot.
Yeah.
So,
it looks like it's got a permanent smile too. It just it's smiling at you. It's kind of looking at you.
Big ass fish with a big smile. Huh?
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous fish. Yeah, beautiful. New York Jets assistant coach Greg Knapp is battling for his life after suffering really serious injuries in a bike accident over the weekend. He was actually hit by a vehicle at a really busy intersection in California. And as of Tuesday, he remained in the hospital in critical condition. And his family and the Jets coach, Robert Saleh, has released a statement basically just confirming the accident and asking for prayers.
That's
tragedy.
Yeah.
Very,
very highly respected coach. Wasn't he one of Harbaugh's assistants in San Francisco?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's been there a while.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much, Heather. Coming up at 8:50, we'll be joined by former Piston Rick Mahorn. He's involved in a new endeavor that's pretty damn cool. But coming up next, speaking of the NBA, the Bucks are the champs. Where does Giannis rank in today's NBA lexicon? 97 on the ticket.
Hey, if you're looking for a mortgage, the best local mortgage solution is at Level One Bank. John Jansen here, and I love the wide variety of loan programs Level One Bank provides. Listen to all of these. They include all standard loans, first-time home buyers, purchase or refi, single close construction and renovation.